If I could sum up this movie in one word, it would be tense. I've seen a lot of horror movies over the years. And there's only been a fair few that have actually gotten me in a position where I'm looking around, like I'm checking the theater, and it's actually like made me paranoid a bit, and just the overall feeling and sensation. Very very few movies have done that for me, and this took me there. A Quiet Place Part 2 is directed by my main man, John Krasinski. Fuck, I'm sorry if I butchered that name. I'm getting used to this whole thing. It stars Emily Blunt, Melissa Simmons, and Cillian Murphy. So this movie, like I said, it's fucking tense. Like the whole premise of this movie is like, shut the fuck up, like don't make any sound whatsoever, because there's creatures out there that are gonna tear your ass apart, literally. They're pretty terrifying, these creatures. I haven't seen the first Quiet Place in a while, so like the first part of this movie I was trying to remember, oh shit, oh that's what happened. And it took me a little bit just to catch up, but once I did, I was on board. So this movie opens with basically the starting point for how these creatures took over the world. This opening, and I've heard other people say this, it's one of the best horror openings, like, to a horror movie in ages. Like this opening really sets the tone for the movie. It really puts you on the edge of your seat. There's moments where there's absence of sound. One of the characters is deaf, so you get to sort of hear what she's hearing. Another movie that did that very well was A Sound of Metal, which I highly recommend. I love sound design like that, where you can hear what a character with like a disability like hearing can hear. And I thought the absence of sound just added so much to these scenes where there's all this destruction and chaos going on. So this movie basically, past the initial opening, it starts off pretty much after the first A Quiet Place. The cinematography in this movie is really good. There's nice landscape shots, characters walking through like woodland areas and stuff like that. The acting in this movie is very good. Emily Blunt's great. Cillian Murphy is probably the standout in this movie. If you've seen Batman, the first movie, Batman Begins, he does this great thing with his eyes. They go like massive. And he's really got a good control over his face. He does a lot of movement with his face, which really came out in this movie as well. He's a very good body actor, like using body movements, which I love when actors can really tap into their body and use different like movements without even saying a word. And he's one of those actors that can do that. There's a part in this movie where him and the daughter, they go off on their own sort of quest, and it felt a lot like The Last of Us or The Road. Had that sort of feel to it, and they're going off to do something that may potentially help the human race. And I like to see that there was still some hope in what looked like a hopeless world, because this movie, apart from being really tense, had this overwhelming feeling of just hopelessness. Like there really wasn't much hope for these characters. They were at the end of their rope at the start of this movie, when they run into Cillian Murphy, and he's given up hope completely. And there's moments of hope throughout this movie, and there's moments of hope being completely crushed and destroyed. And you know, it was traumatizing to see like these creatures come through and just wreak havoc and, like, you know, snuff out that flame of hope. But it was also good to see these characters pick themselves back up again. Which, yeah, it was very good. The sound design in this movie, like I've said, it's great. There are jump scares in this movie, which I fucking hate, but sound plays such a massive part in this movie that when they do happen, it makes sense. Because sound is used very, very sparingly from characters, because they're trying to be as quiet as they possibly can, hence the name and the title. So when sound does occur, of course it's going to be overblown, because it's like, oh shit, we've made a sound, we're going to alert the creatures are going to kill us. You know, and like, the creatures do hear the sounds, and they're very slight sounds, and then there's massive sounds that they make, and, you know, what have you. So I thought the sound design was very good. Yeah, I really hope that they continue to make movies like this. If the director is like watching this, please make another one of these type of movies. I love movies like this that can put me on the edge of my seat. Like, I think the last one I saw that was like this was Hereditary, and that really got me there. That was fucked. But it was a very well made movie, and so is this. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but it's like not by much. It's really, really good. And if you want a really good tense movie, really good horror movie to watch, there's a few out at the moment. You've got Unholy and Saw and that, but if you really want a good one to watch, A Quiet Place 2 is yeah, you can't go wrong. So I would give this movie probably an 8 out of 10. I don't usually rank movies that high, but when a movie can bring out an emotion or make me feel something, I tend to rate it higher, just because it has had more of an impact. And yeah, I just thought this movie was a damn good horror movie, and yeah, I would highly recommend it. So if you're up for a good time and you don't mind being on the edge of your seat, yeah, this is definitely the movie for you. So yeah, thanks for watching my review. I'm getting used to doing these. I like doing movie reviews, just talking about shit, talking about movies. Yeah, I love movies, so any chance I get to talk about them, you know, it's good. So I'll see you later. Peace.